It's showtime.
Good morning. Wake up, everyone. 74 degrees out there, and you know what? We're about 80% chance of rain today. I'll tell you in just a moment. Yes, it's going to rain today. Yesterday I said no rain. There was just maybe 2 little showers, so not too bad.
Well, at least I got a new roof.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Your turn.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Cooper. This is Athens in the AM on a day after the election. And because of that, our very special guest today, the legendary, the Paul Feinbaum of politics, my good friend, Dale Jackson. He's going to tell us all about that this morning. There he is in the middle. Cody, I can't believe you came back to play. Today, if I do judge Jamie, we'll play a shorter version. Last week was one of the best ones ever.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment coming back for that.
That was awesome. Dr. Jan White, my good neighbor, I took the Wednesday yard this morning. It was a great morning to be out. What are you talking about today, Dr. White?
Opioid abuse among older adults.
It ain't among them, it's among everybody.
It is.
And Alabama's like the worst state of all, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, when we get a new governor right now, I'm going to throw my full support behind Parker Griffith for governor. I hear he's running again.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jamie.
Well, they'll tell us all about that in just a little bit. Zach, how many days is it? The eclipse is not till Monday.
17 days.
What?
Hey,
I'm over here.
Going crazy on these glasses. $50 right now. You come out the station, I will sell them. $50. Come on down.
Hey, they are. Jan, I'm surprised you ain't doing something on that. You know, that thing comes up Monday. I got a question on that in just a moment. Today I'll play an abbreviated, because Cody did so well, Coach Gross did last week, with Tom Sisk up here, the superintendent, and Dr. Teichmiller.
Yeah, I had a couple of ringers.
Yeah, that was...
They were good.
That was interesting.
That was it. But hey, I'm here today. Come on, talk about Hometown Market. Their specials are all in the newspapers this morning. There's 5 locations, 1 near you, celebrating 35 years in Athens, Alabama. Go by and visit with Hometown Market. Some of the greatest folks ever. They bring you the portion of the kitchen each and every day too. Joe Carlucci from New York City.
New York City.
Will be here tomorrow, probably putting on a show too, and we'll see what he's got. Don't forget. You want to buy beef? Go down and get it at Joe's. We got, I'm not supposed to say fillets because we're already sold out of those. Thanks to my buddy Brad Stoll. Here it is right now. Dale, if you and Cindy ain't eating beef from there, you ain't eating good, man. That is the healthiest stuff ever. Fresh beef just arrived. We got it all. Glory, tell you more about it in just a little bit. Joe's got a freezer full. Herd on in down there now. All right, let me take a break. Go right to Gloria right now. I'll be right back. Here she is with the weather.
Do you think he'll stop and take a breath? Maybe. Listen to the quietness. Dale, when you leave in the morning, it's a whole new world. It's like you guys take all the energy with you for a little bit. All right, 74 degrees out there already this morning. It's going to be one of those hot, humid mornings and afternoons. We do have 80% chance of showers in the forecast, so definitely keep your umbrella close by. Not just rain throughout the whole day, on and off in certain areas. And high temperatures of 89 tomorrow, your high of 91 with only a 20% chance of rain. Then it looks like the weekend we're A-OK with only about a 20% chance of those pop-up storms. So not too bad for a rainy weekend anyway. Things will dry out, but then they return with, of course, the chance of rain on Monday. Let's talk about game day. It could happen. There it is. Joel Carwell will be with us next week. He's talking about Sunday, August 27th. Yes, we are. That's going to be a fun show. 8:30 a.m. and 11 o'clock, Worship Center, and 9:45. Look at there, too, in the chapel. So he'll tell us more about that, so you'll get to wear
Game,
your favorite
I have to
colors.
skip Sunday school and run down there and visit with Joel.
That's right.
They do a Wednesday morning service, too. Don't forget to talk about Isogenics, Dale Jackson's favorite product.
You want to get healthy, quit drinking those monster drinks. Quit drinking those other energy drinks that have all that bad stuff in it. This is 100% natural, and actually the company will refund you 100%.
Not me, them.
If you want... If you try it and it's not for you,
Jan, you know who they had
it.
speak at their annual convention in Las Vegas last week?
No.
Tony Robbins.
Okay.
You know who he is, don't
Yeah.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robbins. You ever listen to any of his stuff?
I have, and it's pretty good.
I was a big Zig Ziglar man. You know, Zig had the pleasure of interviewing him several times and everything. And his number one line was, help enough people get what they want, Cody, you get what you want. So that's the way it goes. How's football going?
Going well. Still undefeated.
I saw you yesterday outside doing something. We went to vote about 9 o'clock, I guess. You had a lot of guys out there. Because I was one of the few that voted. A whole lot of people didn't vote.
That's right.
What is it,
More should have came.
How much bigger was the turnout in North Alabama than anywhere else?
The numbers aren't in yet, but I think they'll be a little bit bigger. Not big enough, obviously, to carry our congressman over the finish line. But It does look like it was a little bit bigger up here.
We'll talk in depth in just a second with the legend himself in just a moment. First, let's go to sports. Here's Bama Zack with KFC. I could use a bucket full right now.
I could too. Welcome to ZTV 11 Sports, brought to you by KFC, the best fried chicken in Athens and Limestone County. Hey, we didn't have that yard sale a couple weeks ago, so I got to mention it today for Mama. So at my house, 21249 Nelson Lane, Piney Chapel, Friday and Saturday. Come out and buy everything they got because we need to get it out of my garage.
Zack, y'all buy junk in one place and resell it at your place.
Hey, or my mom and aunt's house. So somebody's house will be selling it. So, hey,
Get excited, Zach. Come on.
John Franklin III, his time has ended at Auburn, and guess where he's going to play, Jamie? He's going to transfer to play for Lane Kiffin at Florida Atlantic. What a place for him to go. So this will be his fifth school in 4 years. That's not good. So
Zack's only an hour program.
Oh, I got you. Hey, Pat Dye said Auburn's got the most talented team he's ever seen. So he's already put the jinx on y'all Auburn fans. So
Good.
There you go, Pat Dye. Derrick Henry's learning a lot. Backup running back. He won't be the backup too much longer. He will be starting, I say, within the next year. Since Dale's here, I got to mention Florida. We didn't mention the other day they suspended 7 players, including Callaway, their wide receiver for the Michigan.
As long
game.
as they beat Michigan.
Yeah,
It's going to be tough.
Your mailman's a Michigan guy, so you better watch it. So and Beth Mowens, who is going to call the ESPN game, Monday night game, the doubleheader. She is moving to CBS and going to call.
There's nothing worse than a female football announcer, and she's the worst.
Hey, you were happy to
you're
read
going
that
to
in
hear
USA Today, weren't
if
you?
you're
Really, Cody?
some
Come on.
local CBS game around, you're going
I'd
to
have to agree
hear
with
she's going to be calling with former NFL kicker Jay Feely. So she's going to move to CBS.
You like her, Zack?
I mean, I'm not going to just say because she's a woman she can't do it.
I said a woman football announcer.
Well, you're kind of saying
Let
that.
me hear
I didn't say
it.
it.
I'm right.
Well,
What?
I'm just kind of hoping the
It's just not the
Cowboys
same
are
atmosphere.
not playing with.
Let's move on to some more important things. I'm going to pray an abbreviated, a couple simple questions, Judge James, this morning. First one is, Roy Moore, of course, won yesterday. Kind of big.
Yeah,
We'll talk
yeah.
about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
He rode his horse to vote.
Yes.
What's the name of his horse?
Oh, God. Misty?
Wrong.
It's something.
Oh,
That's a wrong answer, right
Sally.
answer.
you even
Sally.
know what to say.
What is it?
Sally.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Is it male or female?
Trigger.
Rover.
Sassy.
Sassy.
Sassy,
That's what
See,
it
now,
was.
I knew you knew that.
I was close. I was close.
I knew you'd know. You'd probably know that question. All right, right up your alley, Dale.
I got the last one wrong, so I'm sure this one's right up my alley.
David Crosby of Crosby, Steele, Nash and Young.
Yeah.
Why he gave out this in a interview yesterday? Why is Ted Nugent not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
His politics?
Yeah.
That's what everybody else says, but wrong answer.
Okay.
That's what I was going to
I
say.
thought.
Because he's a big gun guy.
Wrong answer. According to Cosby, he said because he's not good enough. It has nothing to do with his
Ted
politics.
Nugent,
Oh,
not
that's a
good.
good reason.
He just ain't any good.
Oh.
Huh? All right, I'm just going to do, like I said, a
One way to
few
be
simple
kicked out.
questions, then we'll move on. We'll get to politics here in a minute. This was in USA Today yesterday. Y'all know that big eclipse is Monday. Everybody's got to go to school Monday. Now, can they get out with special permission? Speak for Dr. Holiday. Come on,
He
give me
just
some.
loves
can't do it.
football.
Give me some.
I didn't even know that.
Hey, you heard what happened at Elmont, didn't you?
I'm kidding.
What?
Bill Tribble, principal, ordered a bunch of glasses, and Amazon recalled them. So he spent all that money for buying the glasses, and now they can't use them.
Well, Madison is letting all their kids out of school, 10,500. Robbie Parker over there, the superintendent, because they couldn't afford to buy 10,000 pair of glasses. We have some up here. I can sell these for $300 right now.
God, those
I'm just
are
selling mine for
free.
This portion of the show brought to you by Zeke Creasy and One Love Hearing, too. I want y'all to know that. How long does it take Monday, when the eclipse happens, to burn your retina?
30 seconds.
12 seconds.
5 seconds.
20.
3 seconds.
Cody is a winner. 1 second. He is the
Wow.
closest
Oh, wow.
first question he's
Wow.
ever answered.
Ever.
Really?
1 second.
Oh my God.
Did you see at the Parkway Place Mall they gave away 5,000 pairs of glasses in 2 hours? It was all jammed up. I live over there.
I saw him at, you don't live in the mall, do you?
Not at the mall. I live behind it in the
I
dumpster.
saw 40. I saw 48 and it showed a crowd
It was
of
crazy.
people there.
It
Huh?
was crazy.
All right,
Do you
everybody
honor
knows.
that
How many
win?
years ago was today that Elvis passed away?
40.
Shut up, Brad. I know you know
You
that.
know Mr. Elvis is going to know.
Elvis Presley made his first professional recording for Sam Phillips, who we had the pleasure of interviewing. He owns QLT Radio. He used to. He died. He didn't have, but his son's on it now. Sun Records on what day and what year?
Oh, jeez. No idea.
1970.
Brad?
1970.
70?
No, in the 50s. It's got to be 50s.
1955.
Independence
55.
Day in 1954.
Oh, 54, wow.
Way to go,
What
Brad.
was the first record ever made by the teenager Elvis Presley at Memphis Recording Service? My Happiness is the right answer, Brad.
Wow.
1953.
Mr. Elvis Ringer.
Put a
What?
camera and a mic back there.
Yeah,
Brad
really.
is-
What TV legend was born in 1953 and has a birthday
Jamie
in
Cooper.
2 weeks?
Jamie
Wow.
Cooper.
Jamie Roden Cooper. He's old.
Gee,
He's old, Dale.
Jamie Cooper.
Shameless
One last
plug.
musical question. I know it. I had it. We'll go with it. Who is the 6th richest rapper in the world?
T-Pain.
Sixth.
White guy.
Eminem.
Yeah, very good, Dale. Right in.
Yes, I know 2 rappers. What's his name?
He's selling his Detroit mansion for half of what he paid for it. There it is.
Of course.
You know, the property value of Detroit has really plummeted.
Yes.
All right. Good answer. Cody, I'll let you win today just because you got an answer right.
sausage.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take a break and come back and talk to Dale in just a moment, too, about everything that happened yesterday. Of course, y'all know right now it's the runoff. Our man, Mo Brooks, did not make it to the runoff. Dale will explain all that and what we can expect in the next 6 weeks. And Parker Griffith is running for governor again.
Again.
So we'll take a break. Y'all hang on. All right, this is not Yellowhammer Live with Dale Jackson. This is Cooper Company Live with the star of Yellowhammer
Jackson.
Live that we do at 5 o'clock every morning here, and then it's posted on Yellowhammer News site in Birmingham at 1. Good morning, Dale.
Morning. Excited to be here.
Second time. Anything surprising about yesterday, what happened?
I would like to say no, because then I would be good at my job. But yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised Roy Moore went as big as he did. I'm really surprised Luther Strange made the runoff with all his negatives, but I don't think we should have. There was a ton of money that came into the state that helped drag him over the finish line. Mike Pence came out yesterday in support of Luther Strange after Donald Trump came out over the weekend. I mean, that stuff matters.
All right, let's talk about 6 weeks from yesterday for the election, who wins and face the Democrat here. Roy Moore did strong yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
40%.
Real strong.
Real strong. Strange got what, 30%?
32,
and then Mo
I think.
got 20-something?
Yeah, I think it was 39, 32, 20. I mean, that's where it's at.
How does Luther Strange, and I know they're going to pump many more millions in, hopefully a lot of that will flow our way. How tough is it going to be for Strange to overtake Moore, and does Moore have a real good chance of winning this?
If you get close to 40% in a 9-person field, you're in pretty good shape. If you didn't vote for Luther Strange, you're probably not going to vote for him this time. I think what you'll see is a lot of people stay home who voted for Brooks, and I think that helps Roy Moore. All of this helps Roy Moore. I don't see how, if you're a Brooks supporter, and I am myself a Brooks supporter, I will have a real hard time voting for Luther Strange. I mean, I'll tell you one way I could vote for Luther Strange, if Mo Brooks came out and endorsed him. And I'll tell you this right now. I was at his event last night. He ain't coming out and endorsing.
What did he say last night?
He basically congratulated Roy Moore for running a great campaign, weathering some of the same attacks, obviously not as many, but they ran some attack ads, and there are some coming. And then he congratulated Luther Strange and then proceeded to rip McConnell, lobbyists, and all the stuff that happened during this election. To me, there's no chance he gets on board with Luther Strange. This is Roy Moore's race to lose. I think what you're going to see, though, is the media come real hard at Moore because the Strange stuff is sort of baked in. So they're going to come at Moore for all of his other things that happened over his career, the 10 Commandments, the recent removal, statements he's made about different things, gay marriage and all this other stuff. Stuff that's not going to hurt him in an Alabama runoff because the turnout's going to be low. Roy Moore's people have proven that they will show up. And they're going to show up on 6 weeks from now. And when they show up 6 weeks from now, he's going to be your next Republican nominee.
What does Trump do at this point? What does Trump do at this point to help Luther?
Oh, this is the thing. Trump is a different character. We don't know what he's going to do. But at this point, the national media is going to play to Luther Strange's favor because they are going to antagonize Trump over this. They're going to say, your guy only got 30%. Your guy couldn't even win Alabama. You've even lost Alabama now with your poll numbers are so bad. So what Trump's going to want to do is make sure Luther Strange gets that victory. I wouldn't be surprised to see Donald Trump in the state. I wouldn't be surprised to see TV ads that Donald Trump records for Luther Strange. Donald Trump cares about winning. I mean, that's a big thing he cares about. And if he loses this race, and by he, I mean Luther Strange, after he gets a Trump endorsement, it will be seen as a failure of Donald Trump. And I think that's why we saw the Mike Pence thing come in yesterday in the middle of Election Day. I mean, there was obviously some fear, so they wanted to just push it over the top.
All right, did you just say this is Roy Moore's to lose?
Yeah. I think it is. He's got almost 40%. It's his to lose. I mean,
1 in 7 Alabamians voted yesterday, like a 10% turnout statewide. How many people will turn out 6 weeks from now?
Less. I mean, it'll be less. I mean,
And that goes in Moore's favor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The lower the turnout, the better it is for Moore. I mean,
How ugly will Roy go? Will Judge Moore go negative on Luther?
There
Or
might
does he have to?
Yeah, he doesn't really need to at this point. There will be, I think, outside groups that will come in and go negative on Strange. It has to be the other way around. Strange has to hurt Moore, and the question is, can you hurt him? There's a parallel between 2010 and right now. And just to go back real quick, you had a sort of a three-man race going into the primary. You had Bradley Byrne, who's now a congressman. You had Bentley, who ended up winning. And you had Tim James. Tim James and Byrne were just beating each other up nonstop. Well, Bentley snuck into the primary. And then the other two weren't going to coalesce. So, because they've been fighting. So if it's a three-man race, two of them are fighting and one's kind of just out there. That guy who's left standing, he's going to get the support of the vanquished, and that's what happened, and that's how Bentley got in.
Changing the subject on that a little bit. Parker Griffith, running for governor, my friend, running for governor. How many people will run for, even Kay Ivey's probably going to run for governor. Probably. So how many people do you think are going to run for governor? And all that starts coming out.
With Kay Ivey pretty much announcing that she is running for governor, which is happening. I mean, that's a reality. There'll be very few people getting in. Parker Griffith will probably be just like he was in 2014, standing outside the Democratic headquarters on the day of qualifying going, should I? Oh, no one else is going to, so I'll go ahead and go in. I mean, that's essentially what happened. And the Democrats are in trouble. They're in Alabama, even with all this other stuff going on.
They have nobody.
They've got nobody. And Parker Griffith is a guy who knows how to garner media attention. Not always good, but look, this is the era. This is the era of Trump. So maybe.
Speaking of Trump, y'all talked about this morning on the show at 5, Yellowhammer Live, and it's nationwide here. And Trump's come out and said both sides were wrong on the statue thing. And yesterday I saw the most despicable act when they pulled this statue down. And then they're spitting on the statue, shooting a bird at the statue, kicking a concrete statue. The guy's been dead for 150 years. What is wrong with these people?
They're animals.
She's the one tied the rope around it to pull it down.
I'm just glad she was arrested. I mean, you can't just go around destroying things you don't like.
You see that happening here?
I don't think we get to the point where they pull stuff down. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'll just be honest with you.
There's a statue everywhere.
We are incentivizing really bad behavior. Yeah. And while everyone's all been out of shape because Trump both sided this thing, even though we see the crowds fighting, they're not fighting with themselves. Both sides are engaged in this violence and chaos. The media incentivizes bad behavior on the left. The bad behavior of tearing down statues and getting in people's faces and screaming and things like that. So as you incentivize it, it grows. And, there's a Trump parallel, too. I mean, I'll just tell you, Trump's bad behavior in the primary was rewarded with tons of TV time. So he just ramped it up and ramped it up and ramped it up. This is the same thing. The Antifa, or whatever they're called, Antifia, these guys, I need to learn what that is, but at least what they're called.
That's Jonathan.
Yeah. But if you continue giving these guys attention, they're only going to grow because they're not getting any bad attention. They're even saying, It's okay that they came to fight these guys in the streets. Now,
And they're coming to fight.
Yeah.
Who shows up with
shields
sticks
shields and sticks,
Yeah.
both sides.
What
I mean,
happened to
the
just
reality is
walking
this.
for your cause?
Trump was right. This is a both sides issue.
It's ugly all the way around.
Now, again, one side is a bunch of vile, terrible, awful racists. No question about it. They were chanting, Jews won't replace us, blood and soil, which is a Nazi thing. They were calling protesters the F word that rhymes with maggots. I mean, they were doing all sorts of vile, terrible things. That doesn't excuse the other side. Just because you're being terrible doesn't excuse someone coming up and attacking you. And the reality is, this is a both sides issue, but the media has determined that one side will be praised, while the other side is rightly condemned.
So, again, I've asked this question since we first started putting this show together. Alabama politics is going to be huge next year.
Never going to stop.
Never going
to stop. I mean, we are in a constant state of flux, and that's good for me.
And everybody's running for an office. Y'all can tune in and listen to Dale here in about 35 minutes. He's on from 7 to 11. Yeah, right next door.
That's right.
It'll be VNN. Yellowhammer, it's the only political show live in the state of Alabama, and you can see it live here on our station, or watch it on our website, media sites, or whatever. You're doing a great job with that, Dale. One of these days, I'll get some money in it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make some money.
All right, thanks again. So you're predicting Roy Moore will be the state Senate, U.S. Senate.
As of right now, but I would also say I predicted Trump was going to lose, and I predicted Mo Brooks was going to win. So don't take anything I say seriously.
But as Zack would say, he's the Paul Feinbaum of politics.
Three's better, huh?
Y'all listen to him here on our Yellowhammer Live too, and next door VNN Live with Dale Jackson. He is the kingmaker. Mo still calling you that?
I don't know. Not after yesterday.
We'll take a break. Come back with Coach Cody Groves, Athens High School. Y'all hang on.
Back on this Wednesday morning. Let's quickly go over the forecast. You know, today is one of those days. Welcome to summertime. Only 80% chance of rain today. Showers throughout the day. High temperatures of 89 tomorrow. That rain will drop down to about 20% chance of rain. Friday maybe a little higher, but looks like we're going to dry out for several days. And then next week on Monday, rain possibly returns. And there it is right there. Valley Smiles brings you this portion of the program. He has a new number. He's still working. He's not retired yet. He says everyone call him, come see him. 774-9020. And now it's all about Cody.
I am the amazing trolley from worlds unknown.
Sponsor for that.
Ken Garner? Well, yeah, I'll be good to go, yeah. So when you're out, like yesterday morning we went to vote, you had a bunch of guys out by the field house. What are you doing?
Well, we had a little special teams practice yesterday morning from 7:25. We start at 7:25 every morning, and we went till about 8:30, and then we had a little, a film session with the defense, and the offense had what we call a rock, which is, we used to call it walkthrough.
They don't have to go to school?
That is their first period class. First period class is football. Yeah, they do make them go. We have them first period, and they're varsity guys.
Okay.
School starts at 8, and we bring them in at 7:25.
Exhaust them before their day starts.
Yeah, make sure they're there.
Okay.
Work them out, feed them, shower, and then go to
you
school.
got to feed everybody breakfast every morning, too?
Well, we get to. In the Athens City school system, every student can eat breakfast for free.
Okay, they're doing. When did that start?
It was happening when I got here.
Mandy's in kindergarten. We were in our first car line yesterday over at Brook Hill. That was an experience.
Yeah, it always is.
Nothing like driving up into a Hummer, gets like 3 miles to a gallon and sitting there parked for 30 minutes with it running. But so yeah, everybody gets breakfast now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Great
good.
thing.
You know,
That
we,
was actually something Michelle Obama started.
Right.
yeah. And so like this morning, we'll lift weights. You know, one offense will lift, defense will meet, and then we'll switch it at 8:05. Be done by 8:45. They'll shower, eat breakfast, and then go to their second period class.
Now, when they lifting weights and stuff, do you work out with them?
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, no.
No?
No. I try to work out, but I don't do it with them.
Okay.
I figured that one out. That never
Can't
ends
keep up
well.
with that.
Now, in the afternoon,
end well.
what is the schedule? Y'all go out on the field?
We do. Our freshmen come in last period. So I have the varsity first period, I have the freshman last period in weight training. So we'll lift the freshmen 5 days a week in the fall. They'll even lift on game day. And then we go out and start practice generally at 3:30. And, you know, never go more than 2 hours. Wednesdays, it's an hour and a half. We're out by 5 so everybody can get to church.
Now, your offensive coordinator's been with you quite some time.
Well, we were roommates in college. Yeah, so we
Quite
go.
some time.
And his son's a quarterback.
He is. So we go back to 1992, and each other's weddings, and you know,
Babies.
one of my best friends, and been able to reconnect and coach together like I always wanted to.
You were at UNA 90, mid-90s?
92 to 95.
92, 95. 3 national championships, quarterback over there. All you got to do is relive that here with Athens now.
That's all we got to do.
That's it.
What do you
simple
see?
task.
What is going to be your biggest improvement this year with your football team, the Golden Eagles, here over last year?
Well, we got a lot of we have more experience because we played a lot of 9th and 10th graders. So this year they're going to be mainly 10th and 11th graders with some seniors who have stepped up and become pretty good leaders for us. But we've gotten stronger. You know, that's one of the big things. One, being young, playing 14 and 15-year-olds against 18 and 19-year-olds that's a world of difference.
But
so
you knew that was going to happen when you
Yes.
took the job.
Yes, but so you're stronger. I think that's going to be our biggest thing. We're still not where we need to be strength-wise, but there's a huge difference, and you can see in you know, several of our guys a huge difference, just in their strength and the physicality.
Now, do y'all have a meet the Golden Eagles this week? What is that
do.
all about? When is it?
Well, we have that Friday night, and it's really a Booster Club kickoff. You know, it's a membership drive for the Booster Club. Booster Club members get in free, and others will pay, I think it's $5 to get in. They'll feed the players, all the athletes. Every sport's going to be recognized.
every sport. Okay.
Right, and at the end, we'll go out and practice about 4 o'clock that day, and then we'll come over from the practice field, hit the game field, and have a very short, controlled scrimmage just to get a few plays out there and let everybody kind of see what we got, and everybody will be announced, and just time to recognize the athletes.
When do you realize, and as you start practice, you and your other coaches, what basically kind of team you're going to have? When does that start coming together?
Probably going
End
to
of
be
the season?
Probably going to be when we face somebody else. You know, now I can say that looking back at our fall camp from last year to this year, looking at the film, there's a big difference.
They've played together. I mean, they're
Yeah.
getting to know each other.
That's
Now,
right.
You guys open with a
Yeah, we got a jamboree with Russellville at home next Friday.
next Friday.
They're at the 25th, and then our first game is at Sparkman on the 1st, and then the first regular season home games the following week with Hartselle.
Might as well open up with an easy one.
Yeah.
Got you in that bunch.
Yeah.
He ain't never got nothing over Hartselle.
I've said this, and I'll say it again. Bob Gotts, he's to me, he's the best coach in the state of
I
Alabama.
remember when he used to be at Brooks.
Yeah.
That's how we
No, a
first
long
got to
time
know
ago.
him.
He's
over
just
there.
he's a
Good
great
guy,
guy,
too.
great guy. His teams are going to always play their rear ends off, and they're sound in what they do. But he is very, very good football
I
coach.
saw him at Lindsay Lane, what was it, a couple of months ago? He and his wife were at Lindsay Lane. I don't know what.
Yeah, he told me. He told me he came
visiting.
over there one time.
Yeah, okay, when I spoke to him, introduced him to Dusty. I don't know, he was visiting. I don't know if they were just trying to
When
get
the
some
search committee looking for a pastor, was it?
I don't know. Could have been.
You know,
I think they were
Baptists do.
visiting
They're
with
going to take
somebody
that search
who-
committee out there and try to
I don't know. I
steal
don't
somebody's
think Dusty. I
preacher.
don't think Dusty. He'll be up here with us tomorrow. I don't think he's in a
We'll
position
ask
right.
him.
I don't think Dusty's in a position to be wanting to go anywhere right now.
I
Except
agree.
home.
Right.
Maybe. Cody, as always, please every Wednesday up here. Cody Gross, head coach down at Athens High School Golden Eagles getting ready to open the season up in 2 weeks. Thank you, Cody.
All right,
And thanks
thank
for
you.
winning today.
Hey, it was awesome.
Yeah, didn't have Dr. Sis for you to compete with.
That's right.
Dr. Jan White will join us next up here. Y'all hang on. Man, after the show yesterday up here with like 30-something people up here, and everyone
Nice
of them got
to
to
breathe
say
in
something
here.
too. The Lindsay Lane baseball team and John David singing with Barry Kay.
That was a highlight too. Yeah, it was.
That's a good thing to do up here today. It's kind of low-key. Every now and then it's
Yeah.
good to kind of catch up.
Yeah.
Gives us more time to chat and talk.
Catch up.
This is
What
a
are we
serious
talking about?
issue.
Dr. Jan White, our neighbor, and been with. How long have you been doing the show with us?
14 years.
Roy Sheets said to tell you hello.
Oh,
too.
thank you.
We
yeah.
started 14 years ago, so
We
I guess that's
did.
when I first met you. We were
Yeah,
next
we're
door.
going to the
Did you do the
That's
show
right.
next door with us too?
Yes, I did.
I see.
Yep.
You've progressed.
I know it.
We all have.
You've taught me everything I know,
Yeah,
Jamie.
about TV. Yeah, I sure
Lucky
have. But anyway, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about opioid abuse among older adults.
Okay. Opiates.
Yes. Now, this is not an epidemic, but it is classified by the CDC and the NIH as an urgent concern.
Okay. It should be.
Yeah, and you know, this is not a group of people who are going out and, you know, robbing banks and stealing cars.
No,
These
they're
are
getting it
people
straight
who
from
have
their
been
doctor.
prescribed prescription drugs for pain, and it gets out of control.
And most of them have insurance, so it's a couple dollars for a prescription.
Right.
Which on the street, they'd probably be about 25 bucks each. And
Right.
I'm all about this.
Yeah, I know. So I want to remind the viewers, I'm not a physician, I'm an academic, okay? So what I've learned from these scientific reports from these scholarly sources. So apparently 42% of the older population,
Wow.
of the population is older, and we estimate that about 3% are abusing opioids.
That's all?
Well, Jamie, that's
That's
a
a
lot of
lot.
people. That's drug abuse for this narrow segment
thought
of the
it
What, are they doing
population.
it on purpose, or are they doing it just because
Well, you
they,
get hooked
Well,
on
it's
they
a
feel
couple
like
of
they have to
things.
take it?
Well, it's a couple of things. So of these 3 million people who were abusing drugs, the majority were prescribed drugs when they were discharged from the hospital.
For either pain-related
Right,
symptoms.
right. So they're in acute pain. Now, these are only supposed to be taken for a short period of time.
They're highly
but,
addictive.
Right, but 42% who are prescribed them upon discharge, they're still taking them 3 months later. And so the problem is, really, they're less effective over time, so you need more.
Right.
And so what they resort to is drug-seeking behavior. So they're going to different doctors to get prescriptions. They're borrowing.
Oh, they're that
You know,
bad.
there's all kinds of
all ways,
drug-seeking behaviors because they're addicted.
What I don't understand is, you know, this is worldwide. This is not just any
Right.
particular state. Why are doctors allowed to prescribe so many of these pills for a 1-month supplement to patients?
You know, that's a good question.
I mean,
and
why
I
doesn't
don't.
it stop with the doctor? He's the one prescribing it.
Right. I know of cases where physicians have been admonished. I know of one case where a physician lost his license for overprescribing.
Right.
But that's a good question.
I mean,
I
some
don't
of them
know
are
the
getting
answer.
90 to 120
I know
pills
it.
per month,
I know it.
and it's just absurd.
Right. So there are no answers, Jamie. This is just an ongoing problem. And of course, older adults, you know, their livers cannot metabolize drugs like younger people. And so
It's going to cause other problems.
it does. And they take an average of 5 to 7 other drugs. So on top of the opioids, they may be taking, you know, a muscle relaxer or some other kind of drug, some other type of painkiller.
And mixing it is so dangerous, too.
Right, right.
We know a couple people that have, you know, passed away due to mixing them, taking
Yeah,
a muscle relaxer
accidentally, yeah.
Right.
You know.
So although we, you know, you read a lot about younger people who are overdosing on heroin and fentanyl, this is a completely different situation. So look, if you have older adults in your family and they're in pain and they're taking these drugs, just kind of monitor that, just ask questions, don't be afraid to, you know.
Inquire
here's the
about
question.
it.
How do people get healthy again? Or do they?
Well, they
If
have to-
older people are not going to get that way?
In some cases, they have to go to rehab and be detoxed because this,
Opiates are the
like
most
any
difficult
other,
to get off of as well.
right, you can get addicted to an opioid very quickly.
Right. And it's so hard, and you're going to detox getting
Right.
off of opiates.
Right, that's right. So reach out if you think that you're taking too much, or if it's a concern, if you're a family member and you're worried, speak up, don't be afraid, don't look the other
If
way.
pot was
This
le-
could be deadly.
If marijuana was legalized, would it knock out some of that?
Oh, probably.
It would.
I
But would it cause other problems?
That's a big
Well,
thing going on right now.
Because
I'm not
yeah.
just-
opiate addicts are saying that and they use that in some studies, to use marijuana to get them off of the opiates, and they just stop at that. But will that cause other problems?
You
don't
can't
know.
get arrested
don't
for having
know.
pot in Alabama, let me just tell you that.
Well, the
can't.
3 most popular opioids for older adults are hydrocodone, methadone, and oxycodone. So your question is marijuana an alternative to some of those other drugs? I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I don't
She
know.
hasn't researched that.
I don't know, and I can't guess. What I'm concerned about is falling, the fall hazard, because if you fall and you're an older adult, that is a cascade that leads
yeah.
to many other types of problems, including institutionalization.
And then just forgetting that you took those pills and then taking
Right.
them again. So
Exactly.
we have that issue with Jamie's father.
Right.
Well, that aside, have you placed your latest beef order from down at Joe's World Famous Kitchen?
Well, yes and no. I've got a source. That is the best beef I have ever tasted.
And next week, I don't have the photos. I don't think I
Yeah.
sent them to Brad, but she cooked some hamburger patties on the George Foreman grill. And you said they were perfect for that.
They are perfect. You just heat the grill for 5 minutes, cook the hamburgers for 10 minutes, and they're huge. That's why I had to
are
use the
huge.
George Foreman grill. I didn't have a pan big enough because they don't shrink.
We have plenty
No,
of
they don't.
ground beef, plenty of the burger patties,
Ribeyes with bone,
New York
without.
strip, all that available at
breast.
Joe's. And if you can't get there and you're anywhere in the driving distance before I have to refrigerate the Hummer,
Place an
I got a
order.
regular route running.
I know it.
Who'd ever thought I'd be the local meat man?
I know it. I know it.
That's scary.
It's
I'm
fabulous.
delivering.
It's so delicious, and it's not fatty.
Yeah, no
Huh?
comment.
It's lean beef, but it's not dry.
Yes.
All right, Dr.
Very
White, as
fresh.
always, pleasure to see you in and
Thank
around
you.
the neighborhood, too. So thanks for coming up again and
right.
informing us on things we need to know about. I'll take it. Man, it's quiet in here.
I know it
love
is.
It's the day after the election. We get
Brad
time to
needs
get
a
caught
break.
up a little bit. Tomorrow, we'll be back to normal, everybody coming in. Let me take a break on this Wednesday. Thank y'all for getting up with us, y'all. Hang on. I want to tell you how healthy armored Vienna sausages are this morning.
You do.
No, I'm just saying, I wanted to throw that into over here to isogenics. Of course, you don't have your mic on, so that'd be one reason you can't say a whole lot right now. Hey, let me tell you, I know we're always talking about that.
Yes.
And when I ride through the parking lot at Walmart, sometimes I just kind of sit there and I'm amazed at the people that go in and out. And I'm thinking,
You're
what's your lifespan?
so
not telling how
unhealthy.
to operate or anything, but if you don't start thinking about eating healthy, like Dr. White said about this beef that we sell, I know it's just
And
good stuff.
not even if you don't get
Yeah, you
that.
can go anywhere and
there's
get
better
good food.
choices. There's much better choices. But Isogenics, I do want to tell you, they are having a special right now until August 20th. They are waiving the membership fee. So if you want to save a little bit of money, try it. Get 100% of your money back on the products. They can certainly help you with that. And you have nothing to lose but pounds. I do want to say, I'm going to rat somebody out. Hershey Reeves. God love him. He lost 25 pounds in a month and a half. And in that month and a half, he took a week off to go on vacation, so you imagine how that went. And he tells me, he's like, I just don't feel like I've lost enough. I don't see it. I was like, you've lost 25 pounds in a month and a half. You don't see it because you're looking at yourself every day. I said, are your clothes still fitting right? And he goes, well, no, I had to get a new belt. There you go.
Well, there are some disadvantages now.
That's awesome.
All
25
right,
pounds
true
in a month
story.
and a half is a
Sunday
lot.
at church, I've gone down 2 pant sizes.
Yes, you have. He went from a 36, he's now in a 32-inch
And
waist,
don't
so-
dare ask me to take my shirt off.
Please don't. I can't get him to keep his shirt
That's
on
right.
now.
But you get more energy, I'm telling you. You're going to
do.
wake up one day, and I get this. You folks that
Gonna
grew
be
up watching The Country
exhausted.
Rover, I'll be 64 years old
My
coming up in
gosh.
2 weeks, August 30th. That is hard to believe.
Hard for you to believe with everything that you've done in your life, I'm sure.
And I'm getting another new knee. Hey, for my birthday. Hallelujah, Dr. Eric Stafford, Ortho Sport.
Congratulations.
Got to have a
on the new
replacement?
baby,
Go
too.
see them. I don't want to do it, but I know I'm going to have to do it.
Well,
So,
all those wonderful football injuries that you suffered.
But you know what I live for? I live for this video that I'm about to share with you. That's why I take Isogenics, work out, and try to stay as in perfect health as possible.
What is it?
Isogenics, you give Goyer a call, 603-484-up. Hey, 48. If y'all ever want to advertise on this show, which I need about 10,000 more people, we'll get you commercial every now and then. Contact me, countryrover@gmail.
What are you going
It's
to?
because of a music video like this. It ain't the one I don't look naked anymore. 'Cause I'm not playing that one anymore. My favorite video of all time.
This is an old one, too.
1999. Over in Florence, Alabama. We'll
You
see
need a
y'all
rock.
tomorrow morning. Here's Gloria's music video.
Bye.
See y'all.
Oh, yeah. Girl, you've always had an eye for a drifter, and you've been left behind more than a time or two. You're headed down that road again, same old street, same dead end. Turn around, it's time to face the truth. You need a rock, not a rolling stone. You need a heart that you can depend on. Undying love, steady and strong. You need a rock and not a rolling stone. So find yourself someone to hold forever. Stand alone and keep you safe and sound.